Guys, how's it going? October here. I'm doing a patch analysis video. This one is particularly important because it's been the first big patch after TI8, after OG winning. They did a very good job with Spectre pick and some unconventional picks like Nature's Prophet, and overall showing the versatility of the game. And now we're getting a patch that really changes things up quite a bit. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. I've been playing some matchmaking, and I've been stuck trying to get my immortal rank. So maybe this will be the patch. Okay, so the map has been reworked. Denies no longer give denier 25% of XP. This is going to be pretty huge because now you're shifting XP from the lane to now gold. So we might see kind of a traditional off lane that we've been seeing where you have a solo off laner. I'm not too sure this is if that's the direction it's gonna go, but this is definitely something huge. Also, teleporting, adding a new dedicated inventory slot to hold TP scrolls. Okay, so there's definitely no excuse for my teammates or anyone to not have a TP on them at all times, and this is a great quality of life thing. Also, boots to travel no longer shares cooldown with town portal scrolls. Upon teleporting, 10 seconds are now added to your town portal scroll cooldown. This is interesting because now you can have two sources of TP in the late game, which could be one of those game deciding factors. I don't think, a lot of games will go to late game, but this is definitely, one of the mechanics you do want to keep in mind if you do end up getting to the late game. Stack neutral creeps now give stacker 35% of the bounty instead of 25%. So this is 10 extra gold if you only make 100 gold. It will add up if you stack quite a bit. The meta for like safe lane, since it usually always loses, you want something to help your safe lane carry to get a little bit stronger, and you can pick maybe, I don't know, some heroes that can clear creep waves quite quickly. So this is overall neutral gold buff, showing that if you play passive for a bit, you may be able to get some extra gold and get items a little more quicker. Hero selection, daily bonus concept hero, no more mango day, huh? Random, once again, picks from the entire hero pools, but ignores your 25 least played heroes. Okay, that's amazing, because I don't want a random Meepo or anything like that. Random can now only be used for the first two hero picks on your team. Another quality of life thing. I don't know if you still get bonus items for randoming it. It didn't really mention it, so I assume you get something. Armor. Okay, changes the armor formula to 0.052 times the armor, divided by 0.09 plus 0.048 times the armor. Updated various armor values closely align with the new formula. So these armor values on towers are smaller. You can see, the tier 1 tower has less armor. Everything has less armor, actually. And this is a huge decrease here in the shrines of armor. This might make some tower pushers a little more valuable, and it can also, force teams to really address their towers getting hit, because sometimes you just abandon a lane and the tower will be up for, quite a long time, even, if someone's just not pushing. So this is definitely an interesting change whenever you change armor of buildings or the way buildings work. It definitely you'll see a shift in some sort of hero pick or flavor of the month, I would say. Hero kill bounty XP. Killing sprees now give an XP bonus ranging from 200 to 1,250. Now this is, I think, pretty huge, because if you are a strong core hero or support hero and you're just killing people left and right, and you've developed, like a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kill streak or some sort, you can now just get levels way more quicker, more stats to stay alive, and more damage, and it's more snowbally, which is kind of what it was more like before, like TI4, before it was like that weird push meta, and then it started slowing down, kind of rewarding more team play than solo play. But introducing this, we could see some more snowballing from just those insane mechanical players. Rework and simplified XP hero bounty kill system. No longer includes a team XP component. So the new one, it just looks like everyone gets the same number of XP divided by, whoever attempted the gank. So that's pretty interesting. I wonder what the definition is for number of killers, if you just have to poke them or something and you get XP, or you can just be around them. Either way, this kind of smooths out the XP distribution. So now you have, ganks are worthwhile. If you are like a level 13 support and everyone else is like level 20, like it'll pay off those small ganks if you're playing from behind for sure. Now mana and HP regen, this is one of the big things that came out from the last patch. Now they got some data and they're trying to rework it. So reworking mana and HP regen from attributes, they are no longer multipliers of your regeneration values. Mana regen intelligence now provides 0.05 mana regen. Remove the 0.9 base mana regen value. Now covered by base intelligence. Okay, so sometimes they just like keep you at the same strength, but they move it elsewhere. And then now you can see mana regen, rebalance mana values based on the formula change here. Ether lens. This is a nice item. It's up to 3 mana regen, so that's pretty huge. Battle Fury, Bloodstone per charge went down, so initial Bloodstone is a little good. Bloodthorn, holy moly, that's 5. Bottle, that's good. Clarity, interesting. I'm just trying to look at the most noticeable ones here. Raindrop might be pretty nice. It's one of that small pickups you get just for slight mana regen, so that's pretty nice here. Going from 0.5 to 0.75, that's a 50% increase. Lincoln Sphere doubling in regen. Lotus Orb almost doubling in regen as well. Necrobook, slight regen. Orchid 5 mana regen, so this is pretty nice. Sight Device at 9 mana regen, that is pretty nice here. And Shrine 50 mana per second or something of the sort, that's pretty nice. Chemical Rage, Arcane Aura, this is I play Crystal Maiden from time to time, and now it looks really nice from 1.8 to 2.4. And aura per allies looks a lot better too. So I don't know. Maybe they just, I don't know. We'll see. I can't really tell based off all these numbers. Can't really decide if this is kind of going back to what it was before, or something that's gonna just change the game a lot. Okay, so now we got health regen. Kind of the same story of mana regen here. Some formula changes also. And it's so strange looking at Abyssal Blade building off of Vanguard. So now you got like the 10 regen there. Guardian Greaves boost, 16. Mango, 0.6. Bloodstone, 8.5. So just decent regen here. You got the Pipe of Insight at 8. Refresh Orb at 13. Some talents and some abilities here. Nothing too crazy. Chemical Rage 100? Wow, that's a lot. So Alchemist players are healing pretty nice. Inner Vitality, 80%. Okay, so that's just some changes you really won't see until it's comes down to trying a lot of games. Root mechanics here. We got TP Scold can now be canceled and prevented by root. Now this is huge. When you stop someone with the root, your TP is going to go down. And fix inconsistencies between different root sources. Stasis Trap now provides True Sight. That's techies. I hope no one really cares about that. But it is a buff to him. The following roots no longer interrupt channeling spells or the current action. Dark Troll and Snare. Searing Chains. So you don't really stop their channeling. Only if it's a TP. Naga Siren and Stare, so you can still BKB stop someone. I don't know if you could do that before. I don't quite remember. Frostbite, Entangling Claws, Nature's Guise, and Overgrowth. Okay, so now Tree can cancel TPs with his Overgrowth root. Cleave and Splash changes. Cleave is now a normal physical damage type, causing it to get reduced by the armor of each unit impacted. That is pretty nice buff for clone heroes like Terrorblade, who has high armor values, and if you're just going to try to Battle Fury and slide a fist hit with Ember or something, he'll be okay. Increased standard cleave area, distance increased, final width increased as well. Cleave ability damage values have been rescaled. Side blades can now spill off of illusions. Okay, that's nice for TA. Fixed splash damage not being affected by spell lifesteal and spell amplification. Fixed splash damage not considering armor or type. Black Dragon damage type now changed from magical to physical for the cleave or for splash. Black Dragon splash now does its full damage in the 250 AoE. So I think like the closer you are to the target, the more damage it does. So now it's a lot simpler. And yeah, I guess that's just cleave. That's not too crazy of a mechanic as the ones we have now. Hopefully this is a welcome change to cleave, but time will tell. Spell immunity and dispels. The following abilities no longer appear. Spell immunity, Curse of Avernus, Acid Spray, Blood Rage, Thirst, Elder Dragon Form, Lycan Wolf Cripple, Epicenter, Entangling Claws, Spiderlings, Poison Sting, Anchor Smash, Nature's Guise, Wave of Terror, Venomancer's Poison Sting. Ooh. The Swarm, Maledict buff, Ghost Frost attack, Wrath of Nature, Another Word, Mana Regen, Life Draining Target, Primal Roar, Secondary Backpack, Requiem Souls, March of the Machines, Collision, Atrophy Aura, Tombstone, Flesh Golem, Wall of Replica, Ensnare, Dark Troll Summoner, Ensnare, Wild Axis, Natural Order, Death, Pulse Projectile, Assassinate, Shiva's Guard, Assault Cuirass, Tempest Tornado Aura, and Orb of Venom. So these are all buffs to BKB. And of course, with a buff, it's going to cost a little bit more. Poison Sting can now be dispelled. Now Veno is just... it took the last good thing from Veno. He's just so weak now. Hex State can now be removed by strong dispels. I think, Hex was so strong from the last patch. When you hex someone, they're just going to be hexed for the entire duration, which was pretty insane. But it makes sense. Now you should be able to remove it with strong dispels like, I don't know. I think Legion's heal is a strong dispel, and also Abaddon's thing too. So that's I think this is fair. Hex was insanely strong before this. Like Tinker too, which would be annoying. Towers and structures. Towers no longer gain armor per nearby enemy hero. I did not know it did that. Tower health increased to account for some of this. Okay, so the tower HP went up, so it's more straightforward, I guess. Melee racks increase in health. Range racks increase health. Ancient as well, excuse me. Day and night is from 4 to 5 minutes. This really changes the gank cycles and maybe a little bit of coddle, but longer periods of time means that your opportunities to strike your windows are a little bit bigger if you want to gank at night or farm in the day or something. Scan no longer ignores units in the Roshan pit. Okay, this is really huge. I don't think they want to make things, easy, simple to use, simple to execute. So now you can scan the Rosh pit, and that's like insane. You can't really sneak Rosh, so Ursa, sorry. Max attack speed increased from 600 to 700. That's interesting. That'll affect a few certain heroes there. Default aura range increased from 900 to 1200. Wow. Okay, so some of these strong auras aren't really changed here. Arts Hopper, Natural Order, and Gem. Okay. Reduce movement speed modifiers from spawn creeps. So yeah, so in the off lane, they would spawn slower creeps for you to be able to block from like the initial spawn to the first tower, and then harder to block on the safe lane where it spawned kind of the same thing, the tier 3 to the first tower. So they just removed that, so everything's kind of the same. Added a knee sound that gets played when all the team's barracks are destroyed. Nice quality of life right there. You don't want to get back when you got megas. Open area second shop highlights the items in full UI rather than switching to filter view. Okay. AoE of other wards are now shown in ward placement. Ooh, that's very nice. Added a new game state. Leashed. Leash units follow the same rules as rooted units with regards to teleport and mobility based abilities, but can still use normal movements. The following abilities now apply the leash state. Pounce, Dream Coil, and Soulbind. So, same rules as rooted units regards to teleport and mobility based. So, I think you can TP, but it might cancel. So does that mean if you're Slark and you pounce someone, it cancels them because it follows the same rules as rooted units with regards to teleport and mobility? So you can't TP if you're leashed. Interesting. Okay. Self damage no longer disables things like clarity, bottle, blink, etc. Oh, this is a nice quality of life here for Pudge, and I don't know if you want to damage yourself. Lifesteal amount is no longer limited by the current HP of the target and uses full damage you are dealing instead. Ooh, okay, that's pretty nice. Lifesteal got a little buff. Backpack can no longer be manipulated while taunted. Okay. Sometimes when you get taunted, maybe like with Winter Wyvern or Duel or Axe, people would just put their items in the backpack so they would attack less quickly or do less damage so they don't, hurt themselves on blade mail. Now that's no longer a thing, and I think that it's definitely a buff to those heroes. Remove movement speed talents on a bunch of people. No, reduced. Sorry, reduced. For the most part, this looks fair. Legion's really fast. Holy crap, 40. And this will balance everything there too. Wait, Ogre can get a 90 speed talent with Bloodlust? Oh my goodness. Oh, here, Tinker. Okay, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Intelligence heroes strength gain increased by 0.2. So these squishy intel heroes, or actually all intel heroes, get a little more HP, except for Ogre Magi. He has a lot of strength already. Zeus, Queen of Pain, and Odie and Bane. So those guys are pretty good already in terms of the HP. Killing Observer or Sentry Ward now prints out a notification in your chat to allies. That is very cool. So people can't yell at you for not dewarding, but this is really nice because now, it's just all these little things when the game is happening and you can't really communicate all these things unless you're through the mic, especially in just like ranked matchmaking or even party matchmaking if you're like talking about something. So this is just like a really nice quality of life right there. Respawn time for level 1, 2, 3, 4 increased. So if you die early, this is not a big increase, only about a second. Reverted a global turn rate change done in 7.0. Max turn rate speed increased by 15%. Haven't seen much of that be a factor in my games or in general. Attribute gross value that had 0.2 decimal points have been rounded up. Shrine Sanctuary ability now additionally restores 2% of HP mana pool per second. So now this will scale with you. So shrines are really nice and they're just not like a huge bottle hit that you can just take. And I don't know. That makes shrines like worth protecting, like late game to basically secure those big areas and get that nice boost. Actually 2% now. All item-based movement speed bonuses are rebalanced around being a percentage rather than a constant addition. Okay, so this is pretty crazy because slow heroes are still going to be slow with boots, 15%. So a bonus for, let's say, a hero with 300 move speed would be 45 move speed, which is about the same for boots. But if you're running a slow hero like Treant or something, 287 or Crystal Maiden, they only get 15%, so that's barely like 30 something. It's very minor, but it does make a difference when you're getting chased. So you can see all the increases here. Boots speed 15, treads, phase boots, arcane 15, 15, 15. Guardian Greaves a little faster. Tranquil active 28%. Tranquil boots inactive 20%. So this just makes like people who are fast like even faster, maybe with like a move speed talent. Okay, so we got phase boots item rework here. It no longer has an active. Now passively gives you a movement speed bonus, collision, phasing, and turn rate anytime you issue an attack to a target. Ooh. So now if you want to run through creeps, you just click on a creep or a hero like on the other side of the map or a little deeper, and your hero would just run towards that unit and just walk through anything there. Buff dispels whenever you move elsewhere and cancel your attack. Maximum range of 900 for attack orders. Okay, so you can't really do global. Should have read the whole thing. This has no cooldown. Buff lingers for 0.5 seconds. So this is kind of like a Phantom Rush forever. Phase boot movement speed on range heroes reduced from 13 to 10. Oh, I didn't know that. Rework the phase boots recipe. So it used to be 2 blades of attack and boots. It did 50 movement speed, 24 damage. Now it does 15% movement speed, 5 armor, and 25 attack speed. So a little more utility for people who just don't attack all the time. So boots, chainmail, and gloves of haste. Oh, wow. So it's like an alternate treads because you got the attack speed now. And you have armor. It's great for people who are, in combat quite a bit. Now, treads requires a blades of attack. Oh my goodness. Grants 16 damage and okay, this is like messing with my head. Phase boots is giving attack speed now. Power treads is giving damage now. Attribute bonus increased. So this is great for people who need stats. I don't know what's happening. Tranquil boots no longer gets disabled by attacking creeps. This is great for Pudge, great for Axe. You don't need to drop your boots anymore, and that's nice. I like Tranquil boots. That's probably my favorite boots right now. Sanj now provides 12% status resistance instead of Maim. Maim is a good mechanic, but it wasn't good enough to warrant a pickup on just like, oh, no one's ever said, oh yeah, I need to main people, I'm going to get Sanj, or I need to main people, I need to get Halberd. They would much rather go for Scotty for the stats and how it scales late game. But this is pretty interesting because now with Halberd, strength heroes are known for, being tanky and whatnot. It kind of follows with that suit. Sajin Yash now provides 16% status resistance instead of Maim. So for carries who build Yasha and Sanj, this is kind of nice. It's like a discount, super discount, like answer to Magic. Recipe cost reduced, Yasha and Sanj. That's really nice there. Kaya, recipe increased. Yasha and Kaya, what the hell? Kaya and Sanj, oh my lord, what is this? Okay, this is super sick. This is some like Dota or Angel Arena stuff right here. So rebalance the stats here. Yasha 8% movement speed instead of the 10, I think. Everything's a little cheaper, which makes it nicer actually for quick pickups because these are heavy buildups because you're just investing into stats. But once you get like 2 of those stat pieces in the recipe, then you get a nice little bonus here. Kaya, 8% spell amp, mana cost reduction, intelligence. Okay, let's see what the new items do. Oh, it gives you more stats, attack speed, mana loss reduction, spell amp, and move speed. Okay, I'm trying to think about who this would be good for. Maybe like a Zeus or Skyrath. Skyrath for sure. Skyrath is having a field day with this maybe. Kaya and Sanj, status resistance, spell amp, and attack damage. Maybe, we'll see. It depends if you rather value move speed or attack damage other than that. Oh, Ring of Tarask. This is a nice match from Artifact. Costs 700 gold. Gives you health and HP regen. It upgrades into Heart, okay, and Holy Locket. Only Heart? Okay. Holy Locket is a new item. Awesome. Passive. Causes all heals and HP regen you provide to be amplified by 25%. Oh, wow. That's awesome. If you're providing healing, like Dazzle, this is pretty nice. A Cloak for magic resist. Mana regen, HP regen, health. This is a nice increase for some healers. Not that we've seen many, but it is pretty nice. Solar Crest item rework. Okay, so now it provides. Okay, so now it provides movement speed and mana regen, kind of like. But where's the armor? Oh man. Okay, so this is now like a true support item. I don't think you'll see this on many cores. Okay, well, there is armor bonus. So you give them attack speed, movement speed, and armor. Oh, wow. This is great. No, I think cores will still build it. This is nice. Okay, crown new item here. 4 stats, 400 gold in the side shop. Used items previously required a bracer, Wraithband, and Null Tell. Oh, wait, I just spoiled myself. Remove ring from the game. Rest in peace. New item here. Crown. Basic item. Reuse items that previously required bracer, wraith band, and null talisman. So crown is a nice all-around stat item that will build into drums. Hurricane pike and veil. Okay, that's interesting. Bracer now gives 6% magic resistance, 8 attack speed, and null talisman. Okay, so the basic stat items got a little tiny buff. This is really nice because it really follows in with the flow of Dota, where like it's not like supposed to be spread even everywhere, but you know you get like these little bonuses from specializing in a certain field. So let's see. That's pretty nice. Hurricane Pike has a 400 gold recipe instead of Wraithman. Okay. Helps with items, I guess. Dagon recipe changed. Now it's staff, crown, and recipe. Okay. Veil Discord, probably the same thing. Helm, crown, recipe, drums, probably, you know, crown. Rod of Atos. Ooh, okay, so it's probably crown, crown, staff. There it is. Ring of Basilius, mana regen increased. Bloodstone no longer has pocket deny. No longer reduces respawn times. Okay, so that's different. But it passively doubles your mana regeneration. Oh my goodness. So that's pretty good for like Storm. Starts with 12 charges, deaths remove 3 charges instead of half. Okay, kills provide 1 charge. Each charge provides 0.25 MP, HP, and regen. Can now be cast, transferring 60% of your current mana to health. Interesting. Okay, so maybe this helps you get away a little quicker. Eon Disc, health increase, mana increase, no longer provides status resistance. Oh, provides 50% status resistance during the active buff duration. Okay, so I think it's much more of a window thing instead of a spread over, you know, a passive bonus. Satanic now provides a 30% status resistance. That's huge. That's huge. If you're like in people's faces, it's passive, so you don't have to use it. The damage is reduced, which is fine because, you know, when you're building this, you're building it for other reasons other than damage. But this is really nice right here. 30% status resistance. Now you're really scared of people that have Satanic. Provides out of combat 50% amplification, regen amplification. Okay, you're just healing like crazy. Out of combat regen reduced from 7 to 5. HP bonus reduced. Now requires Reaver, Vitality Booster, Ring of Tarrasque, and 400 gold recipe. Okay, so interesting. Spirit Vessel no longer amplifies health regen or provides current health regen percentage. Enemy damage per second increased from 20 to 25. Matches earn and negates regen. That's, I think, really what people buy it for. And it is still a nice healing, but you know, it might be too broken with like Crown or something. Or not Crown, the trinket, the healing item. Headdress recipe reduced. Okay, that's nice. Mech recipe increased. Overall cost reduced. Mana boots increases more mana. Oh, that's nice. Because the mana changes. Guardian Greaves also changed a little bit. +2 stats from pipe. That's fine. Recipe for Skull Basher is down. Butterfly no longer an active ability. So, can't run away. Can't forget boots. Bonus damage on Crystal is increased. Deso, armor increased. Armor reduction increased. 4 staff can now override Slark's pounce. Alright, rest in peace, Slark, dude. You're good. You're just not a hero anymore. Attack speed from Midas increased, which is nice. Sentry Ward, range increase. Wow, this is huge. Gem of True Sight grants 300 ground vision to the team that last held it until it is picked up. Okay, so you have a bonus from owning a gem, or previously owning a gem. It's, you know, like, you can go find it. Your team, you can ping out your team and be like, hey, I found it. Okay, so Morbid Mass no longer provides 10 damage. Cost reduced from 1100 to 900. So back to normal. Mask and Manage, kind of reflecting that. Okay, so that's it for the items. So nothing too insane out of the items. Just some changes to really match the flavor of the patch right here. Heroes, Abaddon ability rework. He is very fast. He's 310, 325. His agility is increased to Miscoil speed is little slower. Reworked Curse of Avernus slows the attack target you attack for 4 seconds. If you hit them 4 times, they become cursed for 4 seconds in their silence. Slowed by a lot, and all ally heroes that attack the target will receive attack speed boost. Okay, Monkey King 2. Talent change, level 25 count change from cast Curse of Avernus to a big AoE mist coil. I don't play Abaddon. I don't see him picked too often, but this does change his laning phase because now you have to play like a Monkey King where you're building these charges, and it slightly slows them, but when you get the 4th charge on them, it slows and silences them a lot. So, but it doesn't really. I don't know. This 4th charge kind of deal could be a little different from Abaddon players who just hit them once and go for that. All right, so Ancient Apparition, ability rework. Ice Vortex no longer has a self bonus. All right. Reworked Chilling Touch. It has a passive auto-cast attack modifier. Interesting. So the cooldown grants you bonus attack range, cause your attacks to do heavy damage. Oh, wow. Okay, so you don't cast it on your allies. It only works for you. It's like a Kunkka kind of thing. It costs mana, and it gives you bonus range, so you're Willow Part 2. Okay. With a slow. Removed Anti-Mage Scepter upgrade. Alright. Oh wow. Replace Spell Shield with Counterspell. Passively grants you magic resistance, and if you activate it, then it's a reflecting eggs. Oh my goodness. Wow. Alright. They made Anti-Mage stronger. Arc Warden. Now, the clone gives more XP in gold. A lot more. Level 15 talent nerfed. So nerfed on the Arc Warden. Axe, armor bonus, nerf. 40 to 30. Bane, reworked Enfeeble. Adds a debuff to the enemy unit, applying negative status resistance to the target, which causes debuffs and to last longer. And reducing the enemy's attack speed. Lasts 8 seconds, can be dispelled. Range 1000, cooldown 6 at max level, mana cost IV. I think that's a lot better spell than removing attack damage, because if you go gank with Bane now, your stuns last much longer. Your spells last much longer, which is, and you know, with all these status increases, there's not a lot of status negative status resistances, so it makes Bane a very interesting hero, and I like that change. Level 15 talent. Enfeeble steals damage to Enfeeble steals attack speed. I think attack speed is much stronger to steal than pure, like plus damage. Level 20 talent changed from 100 Enfeeble damage reduction to 100 Enfeeble attack speed reduction. Okay, so I think Bane got a buff there. Flaming Lasso does damage now. Okay, that's a buff. Beastmaster. Call of the Wild has been reworked. It no longer summons a neutral creep. It has 2 separate hotkeys for Boar and Hawk. Hawk is a global point target ability that sends a permanently invisible, uncontrollable hawk to that location started from where you are. So less micro, and it's global. It's a rocket. Okay. Its invisibility is permanent. You could still kill the hawk, but it makes it okay. It's interesting. Let's see. Primal Roar changes buff. Bloodseeker. So this hawk is interesting. It's a new rocket flare too. Bloodseeker thirst changed from giving attack damage to attack speed. That changes him early game, I believe. Thirst movement is increased Blood Rage is now incoming and outgoing damage reduced. Blood Rage does now full amp regardless of distance. It used to be however far you were. Yeah, half for long distances. So 25% to Zeus. Oh, wow, that's fun. Blood Right damage increased, but Rupture does 8% of current health as pure damage per 100 units moved. So now it does a crap ton of damage. It is no longer lethal, so you can run. You can run with Rupture. That's also insane. If they also pick up Blade Mail, you can really just take a Rupture and just run and do a bajillion damage. Duration is scaled, lower levels, 8. Scaled the cast range too. Rupture cooldown is also scaled. So maybe this is a change that tries to impact Bloodseeker's timing and make him a little stronger late game and a little weaker early game, which was, he was a really strong early game and tapered off towards the weak game. So now it's kind of like evening it out. Bounty Hunter ability rework. Strength increased, so he has more HP. Shadow Walk no longer does damage, but it applies a slow, so you don't need to buy Orb anymore. Rework Janata. Passive cooldown 12963 causes your attacks to deal bonus attack damage from Janata. Steals gold. Steals gold. What? Okay, I don't think we've had an ability, at least that I don't remember. I haven't gone like insane like 10, 15 years back, but that's crazy. That's kind of cool. Makes him pretty good early game and extremely annoying. At level 4, you're stealing like gold, steal. And even if you gank someone like a carry, sometimes a carry will just be like, okay, I don't care, I'll die. But now it makes him really strong in my opinion. Track speed bonus is only given to your hero only. Track gives you crit for your attacks. Track cast no longer breaks invisibility. Ooh. Track gold radius increased. Ooh. And level 20 talent plus 90 Janata gold steal. Okay, that's bounty's strong. I think. He's going to get changed. For the good or for worse, he's going to get changed. Again, Brewmaster increased intelligence, movement speed. Thunderclap reworked, discounted. Reworked Drunken Brawler. It is now a self-active buff. You place it on yourself, you get evasion, 80% chance for crit. So now you choose when you want to battle. And movement speed alternates between -20 and +40 when this is active. That's hilarious. So he's like, drunk. Replaced Drunken Haze with Cinder Brew, covers a 40 AoE with alcohol, slowing them, right? Causes them to have mischance AoE last 7 seconds. If they're hit by any fire-based items, the duration will refresh and they will ignite and burn for 10, 20, 40, 55 DPS. Self-attack is not lethal. The following heroes have fire element damage: DK, Jakiro, Phoenix, Axe, Doom, Ember Spirit, Brewmaster, Alina, Ogre, Bat, Rider, Wraith, King, Clinks, Invoker, Warlock, Underlord, and Huskar. Wow. This made him pretty good. Made his spell a lot better, in my opinion. And now he's got, fire heroes on your team. It does more damage. So that's very interesting. And instead of 15% Drunken Brawler, it's plus 200 crit strike damage. Wow. So I think this makes him stronger. I don't play Brewmaster, but from the looks of it, he's less situational and more consistent, which, in my opinion, is a buff. As long as, he wasn't too specialized in one area. But this Cinder Brew is amazing. It's pretty cool. The fire is just a bonus, but mischance and slow. That's pretty good. Bristleback, Viscerous Nasal Goo, armor reduction increased. Okay, that's a buff for him because of the armor changes. Broodmother. Broodmother was that like crazy pick that sometimes catches you off guard in the mid lane. But the spiders have less magic resistance. Oh, okay, that explains why I couldn't kill all these spiders with my weak early game spells. It's a nerf for him. Oh, wow. Look at this huge rework from Centaur Warrunner. So his strength gain is 4.3 to 4.0. Hoof stop damage is reduced. That's definitely a nerf. No other notes, huh? Double edge damage changed. Oh, it scales late game now. Instead of 400 late game, it's 100% of strength as damage. So it does hurt you later, which is why they remove the strength a little bit. Otherwise, it'd be like insanely strong. Return has been renamed to Retaliate. It has no longer a strength component. Retaliate damage increased up to 64. Okay, so that is interesting. Retaliate now gains charges every time you're attacked by enemy hero or tower. It can be activated, consuming the charges to give you a percentage base attacks for 20 seconds. Max stacks 10. Provides base damage increase per stack, cooldown 40. Okay, so the damage from Hoof Stomp is now inserted into Retaliate, and Retaliate turns Centaur into a better pusher instead of trying to whittle down towers with your passive with the strength. You're now, choosing whether you want to apply the damage from the charges to that push or saving them up, which is pretty interesting. Different, quite different. Stampede mana cost nerfed. The cooldown is the mana cost is 150. You need more mana to use it. I think that's fair considering he got this really good spell that doesn't require mana. Stampede cooldown increased from 90 to 110. So no longer 60 at level 3. So I think that's reasonable. That's a fair nerf. Level talent changed from magic resistance to move speed, which is pretty nice. Return damage to double edge strength damage. 75 damage to base damage, and 50 return damage at the end, which is interesting considering armor rechanges. Chaos Knight. Okay, so this is one of the crazy heroes that very situational. So now they reworked Chaos Strike. Now it's a passive cooldown ability. So now people are it's shifting away from like chance to like activating and getting a small buff for the chance. So min crit 120%, max crit 250. It has lifesteal cooldown. Okay, so now you can choose when you want to crit and heal. Reality Rift no longer reduces armor. Now puts them at a fixed distance when you come together instead of a random somewhere along that point. I know sometimes people would like reroll by like casting it and canceling it until you get a good pull, I guess. I don't know if people really do that, but this is a lot better here. Cooldown rescaled, cast range smaller at lower levels. The minimum damage for Chaos Bolt has been rescaled. It is weaker at level 1. Thank you for that. The damage is now a little weaker at the earlier levels, but stronger at the later levels, which is fair. Makes him a more well-rounded hero in the mid game. The projectile speed reduced from 1,000 to 700, so it's much easier to dodge and do stuff. So now, oh wow, his ulti. You get 3 clones at all levels, and the damage scales to 40, 70, 100%. And the illusion duration is much shorter. Ooh, so if you battle, can you try to turn that into a push? And then level 25 talent, Reality Rift armor to Chaos Strike cooldown. So you can Chaos Strike every 3 seconds. Chen, I'm just gonna skim over this. I don't really play Chen. I know a lot of people don't play Chen. See what kind of craziness is going on here. Test of Faith is now Divine Favor, targeting allies, giving them regen. And heals, increased on heals, and increasing attack damage. Wow, that's a nice buff. Holy Persuasion for the creeps now has a creep level requirement. Oh, wow. So now you can't really... I don't know what that means. Can you not, like, get to small creeps anymore? Okay. and it has a variable health increased, and also sends the any allied unit on the map to you instead of sending him home. So it's a coddle. He became a coddle. Okay, which he becomes more offensive in this nature, which is good because he's an early game hero. And Holy Persuasion cooldown changed to 15 flat. Level 15 talent changed. Okay, let's see. Clinks. This is one of the annoying heroes from the last couple patches. Replace Death Pack with Burning Army. Uses vector targeting. Summons skeleton archers along the line. Skeletons use searing arrows, have your base damage, are immobile, and take 2 hits to kill from a hero. So it's like a target vector, like you summon Monkey King wards skeletons that do a lot of damage, but they take 2 hits to kill from a hero. They only attack enemy heroes. Attack range matches your hero. Spawns. Oh man. All right, so Clinks has this ground control spell now, kind of like Monkey King, where you invest in an area and do damage. So this definitely changes how he plays a little bit, but overall, I think this might be a better spell than just the extra damage. Clockwork, rocket increase, cogs, just buffs all around except for the mana burn, which is not good later on. Is nerfed later on. Crystal Maiden, base damage increased by 2. Frostbite no longer has an interrupt. Only interrupts channeling spells, but it doesn't stop, like, it doesn't stun people, I guess. Cast range increase, that's nice. Freezing Field no longer has a cast point. Okay. Darkseer, I wonder if this guy's got some love here. Surge duration increased, or no, duration rescaled. So at level 1, you can keep it at level 1. The cooldown rescaled. Now it causes the target to be unslowable. Nice. And surge speed changed from a max speed to like a percentage speed. Now you can run through units and stuff. Okay, so nice buff. Wall of Replica now uses vector targeting to cast, so you can choose how you want this wall to spawn. Cast range increased to 1300 always, making it strong early game too. And it always slows non-heroes touching the walls continuously. Wow, so if you're on the wall, it hurts. And the slow is increased. So now wall is, I think it's, you having the option to choose is much more powerful than, like some of these other changes. So I think that's a nice buff. I don't know if this changes him like drastically, but I think all his other spells are fine too. I think those are nice additions to the hero and could make him see some play. Dazzle. Poison Touch mana cost increased from the higher levels. Debuff now stacks. That means if you, for some reason, if they have the duration on them for the full duration and it goes into cooldown and you cast another one, stacks. Replaced Weave with Bad Juju. Okay, so they just removed his ulti. Grants you cooldown reduction and you can heal quickly. Anytime you cast a spell, all enemies around you lose armor. Debuff stacks and refresh duration doesn't affect Roshan. Oh my goodness. So this guy becomes offensive. He's usually a defensive hero in all natures. His ult was supposed to compensate for that, but now it turns him into like you can be offensive by being defensive. And I like this rework from Dazzle. It makes him really strong here. Shadow Wave cooldown is increased, of course, slightly, or retinkered. Level 25, Bad Juju armor reduction, and Poison Touch slow, versus a Shadow Wave cooldown. Oh, wow. Okay, so now it's, you choose between Poison Touch slow or Juju armor reduction, which is, both fantastic talents, if you get there late game. Death Prophet increased speed, and it drains speed instead of slowing, so that's nice there. You're moving fast. Thunderstrike damage increased for Disruptor at all levels. That's a buff. Doom, base attack range. It can attack from further away. Devour no longer gives you a restriction. Consuming a unit while another is being consumed, so you can just keep eating them. You get regen while you consume them. Very nice. Devour now takes a constant 80 seconds to consume a creep. That's fine. You get the gold later, but you get these fantastic abilities for longer. And Devour can be toggled on and off or not to steal the creep ability. Oh my goodness. So now you can just, you don't have to choose the creeps. You can just keep eating them. That's very nice. Scorch Earth no longer heals. It goes into the Devour points. The cooldown is reduced. That's pretty nice because this is an insane cooldown. Damage increases at all levels, and it's a speed boost and damage now. Dragon Knight's changes are to reflect the splash changes. Drow rework. Precision Aura. Drow was a big hero of this last patch here. Precision Aura now provides attack speed based on your agility rather than damage based. Okay. Reworked Marksmanship now provides a chance to land a piercing attack that cannot be evaded and strikes through the enemy's defenses, ignoring their armor completely, instantly killing creeps, but gets disabled if they're right in front of you. This doesn't really affect towers. This changes Drow quite a bit. I don't know how it is, but she's a bit stronger fighter because of this change, but she's less strong in terms of pushing. But if you get this ulti, it's a nice boost to farming too. So instead of having to like build a really quick early item to farm, it provides it in the form of a 20% chance to instantly kill creeps, which I think is it changes the tempo of Drow and the strength of her push, which was really insane. Definitely with this precision auras and this attack speed instead of damage. Fissure cooldown on the early levels for Earthshaker. That's a nerf, but not too much of a nerf. It's just like a couple seconds. Earth Spirit. Okay, so this guy's been messed with quite a bit here. I don't play him. Boulder Smash no longer stuns. But rolling boulder stuns when using a rock. Alright, I don't know what's happening here. So I think rolling boulder stuns instead of an AoE stun, it's just a rolling boulder stun. Okay, I don't know. Earth Spirit, please advise. Earth Spirit players, please advise. Eldar Titan. Looks like a little buffs. A little buffs here. Nothing too drastic. Ember Spirit. Now it does damage along the way at half radius instead of only the destination. I think this is a buff. You get extra damage for zipping around. Enigma, a little slower. Very fair. He's too fast. Faceless Void rework. Time lock now causes Faceless Void to land a free second attack while the target is locked in place. Wow. And deals bonus damage, and bash is for 0.75 seconds. Huh. Time block is not time dilation. It's a stun. So it's a free second attack, and I think it's extra damage. And instead of 100% time lock damage is plus 70. So really actually forcing him into, oh wow, okay. So really forcing him into like an attack speed build. Now Grimstroke, added to Captain's mode. Now, Soulbind applies a leash state to the targets, disallowing teleportation and mobility-based abilities. Soulbind duration reduced at higher levels. Phantom embraces creature now gets closer to the target before latching on. That's a little nerf. Inkswell does maximum impact based on the duration it hit any hero rather than the DPS dealt to all heroes combined. So you can So now it's not really like creep based. It's fine. It's more like it's better. It's better. And ink swell max duration reduced at all levels, which is fair. That spell is freaking strong. And then level 20 talent plus 1 hit to kill phantom. Okay, so that's all right. I guess that's all right. Husker ability rework. Berserker's blood no longer gives magic resistance. What? Okay, now provides health regen up to 80% based of strength based on missing health. Okay, so this guy's always regenning, and it ramps up faster when lower health. Okay. Whoops. My bad. Okay. Sorry about that. Too long in the video to make a new one. Replace Inner Vitality with Inner Fire, a fiery rage that knocks all enemies away from you, dealing damage, and enemies knocked back from you. Oh, that's kind of interesting. If you... Asgard has this problem when he gets chased down and he's alone. This might help, but it also might... if you kind of like jump into them and you need to finish them off, you can also like push them away with that. Io Spirits increase at higher levels. Macro Power lingers for 2 seconds. Buff on that. Juggernaut agility increased by 10. Change how Omni Slash does the strikes from physical damage nukes with occasionally invisible attacks depending on your attack speed to full real attacks that can proc your crit and items. Wow. That's awesome. Last seconds and attacks at 1.8 your rate provides extra damage. So, okay, that's nice. Omni Slash no longer instantly kills creeps and no longer constantly self-interrupts during a check. Okay. A slight buff. I don't know if that'll make him see more play because it's just moving his ulti. Keeper of the Light ability rework. Remove Mana Leak in Spirit form. What? Illuminate cooldown increased. Change how Chakra Magic works. Restores mana and removes seconds based off their basic abilities on cooldown. Reworked Blinding Light to be a basic ability. Wow. Causes everyone to be blinding, missing 70% of their attacks. Knocks back dealing damage. And blind. Oh, that's awesome. And then a new ultimate. Will-O-Wisp spawns an attackable light entity, Ignis Fatus. The light flickers for 1.3 seconds and off for 1.75. Enemies in a 6050 are hypnotized and forced to look at it whenever it is emitting light, unable to act. The light entity can be killed, otherwise it'll flicker. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, this is a nice, very nice control from Keeper. It's not a stun, but it is a form of control which Keeper lacked, and this is a really nice ultimate. And then Scepter now just causes you to illuminate to heal during the day, so no AoE day vision. And level 25 talent to 2 Will-O-Wisp flickers. Oh my goodness. Oh, Legion buff. Just straight up buff. When winning a duel, automatically cast Press the Attack on you. Wow, free heal. Lich ability rework. Intelligence is increased. Frost Nova changed, but Sacrifice is replaced with Sinister Gaze. Channel single target. Causes the enemy to walk slowly towards you. Oh my goodness. Last 2.5 seconds. That's a form of control. It makes him better. Makes high ground pushes scarier. Replaces ice armor with frost shield. Reduces physical attacks instead of slowing. Okay. No longer the GPM talent. And cast range nerf. But wow, interesting. This makes him more able to be a fighter. A little more utility. Not a fighter, I should say, but like more utility. It makes him nicer, in my opinion. Because he's no longer this like this guy who just gets mana and just spam spells. You actually have a strategical value now. Life Stealer changed to percentage of max health at lower percentage. I think that's a buff. And very nice buff to Life Stealer. Lion mana drain slow increased, and Finger Death now gets stronger with each kill. Gains 50 damage per hero kill. If the enemy dies within 3 seconds of being hit by the ability, the bonus is still granted. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. That's an awesome. Oh wow, that makes him scale. Lone Druid. He is what? He's 340 movement speed now. Wow. Okay. Spirit Bear movement speed increased. Backswing reduced. He's getting buffed all around. Damage increased. Has a level 1 ability. Passively causes 30 of the damage Lone Druid to take instead dealt to the Spirit Bear if you are in leash range. Okay, and replace Rabbit with Spirit Link. Grants both of you attack speed and damage you deal to restore life to the Spirit Bear, and the damage that the Spirit Bear deals restores life to you. Its duration is 10 seconds. Very interesting, you know. Bear had problems. You'd have to send Bear back to heal, but now you can. It's granted in the form of a small spell, which is nice. Okay, Lunar Blessing provides attributes as the aura bonus rather than bonus damage. Wow. Okay, so this makes you know, instead of damage, if you have like a support dazzle, you have more mana to deal with, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so it also benefits like melee heroes too, which is interesting. It changes her quite a bit though. Lycan's ability reworked Howl. Now it gives attack speed, armor, HP regen to all player controlled units on the map. So it doesn't help your allies. Magnus Skewer ability rework. Ability rework Skewer. Remove Shockwave. Reworked Shockwave. Releases a wave towards a target point. Pulls it slightly and deals damage. Slows them. Alright, this is just... I don't know. This is crazy. It's still a nuke, but it has all these extra things here. It slows them for like a set, like 0.75 seconds. It tells you the exact dimensions of this projectile, and it pulls them slightly towards you. All right, Medusa. If they turn into rocks, they can be hit by magic, which is very nice. Stone Gaze no longer instantly kills illusions. All right. Mystic Stake no longer changes damages type against Stone Gaze immunities. I think that's a buff. That's a huge buff. If they're rocks, you can still like destroy them with magic. Meepo rework. Okay, he's increased in speed. Replaced Geostrike with Ransack. Steals health from your enemy heroes and from creeps and heals all meeples by the same amount. So it's instead of slowing, it's just stealing a bunch of health. Clones now only drain 50% of normal XP from the area. Level talent increased from 20, reduced from 20 to 15. Okay. Leap now causes the direction Marana is facing to point towards the leap direction. Okay. Monkey King will now always transform you into a courier when you're by another courier. That's nice. In the early game, you turn into courier, get extra move speed, and just go out quicker. Mischief now grants you invulnerability when transforming to other. So you can use this to like cancel. Oh my goodness, how memey. That's definitely Monkey King though. Mischief cooldown increased from 3 to 20. Oh, of course, strong. Morphling cooldown increase, nerf. Naga rework. Riptide has been reworked. Now it's a passive chance ability. It gives you a chance that you will trigger a Riptide that does AoE and reduces armor. Illusion chance can proc this. Okay, so illusions can push a lot better, I think. Nature's Prophet, Treants from 30 gold to 20, or experience from 30 to 20, and Treant gold bounty from 21 to 16. So it's a lot better, I guess. Huh. Wow. Okay, Necro, shorter attack range, and Heartstopper Aura now provides the unit kill regeneration instead of Death Pulse. If Necro gets the... Okay, so... I don't know if this is scaled, so we'll see. Alright, that's definitely a Necro nerf, in my opinion. Alright, Night Stalker. This guy hasn't been existing for quite a while, but now he's going to be here. Reworked Crippling Fear and is now a range aura that silences enemies while they're nearby. So it's an AoE silence around your hero, and it doesn't have a mischance, but it is really nice. It's a form of AoE which Night Stalker was really lacking. Hunter in the Night Hat no longer has an active, so you can't fly over trees. Replace Darkness with Dark Ascension, so his ultimate is new. Causes you to transform into a stronger flying creature. That's where the Hunter of the Night goes into. You have bonus damage, unobstructed vision, lasts for 30 seconds, and it turns into night while you're a creature. Oh, that is cool. Okay, maybe that's a little better. It definitely changes them for the better. Crippling Fear to Dark Ascension cooldown, so that's pretty huge there. Very nice. Vendetta applies break for 4 seconds, buff to Nyx. Ogre, okay, this guy was always picked. This guy was a whack. Multicast now affects targeted offensive items. Dagon? Will cause the item to cast again at a different random enemy. Orchid? Oh man, ogres. This is crazy. Multicast no longer provides passive improvements to base abilities. Okay. So now Ignite is cast 2 base projectiles instead of an AoE. The range is much higher. Fire Blast cooldown is rescaled at higher levels. Cooldown is reduced. Bloodlust is reduced. And wow, he's big. He's fun. It's fun. Alright, now Omni Knight Purification can heal spell immune units. That's really, really strong. Because you can heal people through BKB. Replace Repel with Heavenly Grace. Okay, so targets an ally. Oh, it's a strong dispel. Very nice. I think it's better than spell immunity. Strong dispel is better than a spell immunity. Because it also heals. It's like you take the spell and then you heal, and you can choose whether to do it or not. Guardian Angel AoE increased by double. Cooldown reduced, and he is pretty versatile. Versatile is the word. Fortune's end damage increased at all levels. Oracle buff. OD. Arcane now orb splashes into AoE around the target. Does no longer does damage, base damage to, does bonus damage to illusions. Replace Essence Aura with Equilibrium. Self buff causes all spell damage to restore your mana back and slow enemies by. So less chancy and more solo killy. Very nice. Pangolier, replace Heart Piercer with Lucky Shot. Gains 20% chance to apply debuff. Slows the target. And causes the target to be either silenced or disarm. Pretty nice. I think this is better than the minus armor. PA rework. Okay, Phantom Strike is lower. Cooldown is lower at earlier levels. Cast point is lower. Attack speed scaled lower, and it gets stronger. Has no longer an attack limit. Awesome. This is awesome right here. Really, 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 really good. No longer charges. Attack speed lasts for 2.5 seconds. Mana cost rescaled early levels. Attack speed bonus no longer depends on the attack's specific target. And then now Blur has been changed into an active. Causes enemies to be unable to see you like smoke until you are within 600 units of an enemy, hero, or building. Does not dispel when attacking. Oh, wow. You really are a Phantom Assassin now. Oh, that's awesome. Can't wait to play her. PL, slows reduced, and juxtaposed incoming damage is increased. I think that's a nerf all around. Phoenix nerfed slightly. Dream Coil applies the leashed state. That's Oh wow, look at this. Flesh Heap no longer gives magic resistance, but gives HP regen. Very nice. Dismember is stronger at later levels. Sonic Wave pushes units back. Okay, that's, you either use it to finish someone off or kind of disrupt the fight. So this is nice to her, I think. Razor, unstable current no longer slows or purges a random enemy unit 5 seconds. It also now it does damage to every enemy unit in an AoE. Plasma field now slows on hit. Interesting, and that is nice. Nice changes, I think. Blink Strike cooldown rescaled. You can blink. Cooldown is shorter earlier levels. Blink Strike damage is rescaled too. So I think that's a lot better for Ricky. Rubik gets 3 more damage, some stat changes. Now, instead of null field, you have arcane supremacy. So you get spell amplification passively and causes all debuff that you apply to the enemy to last longer. Okay, so you have to steal status spells and they last longer instead of, and you get the spell amplification. I think for yourself, or if this is an aura, no, this is just for yourself. Spell steal ability has a cast point, a min of 0.15 instead of 0. Just minor changes here to the rubric. Interesting new spell change. We'll have to see how that works. Sandstorm is no longer a channel ability. The sandstorm and invisibility ends immediately once you leave the area. Ooh, so it's an area now. The AoE is changed, and you just put it down, and you're like, it's like Broodmother web kind of thing. Okay, and then Epicenter is more consistent at the end using it. Shadow Demon reworks Soul Catcher. Instead of it targets an AoE area, loses their current health, and gains it back after 10 seconds. Instead of extra damage, you lose 40% of their current health. Wow, that's scales. That's strong. Disruption Illusions health. Oh wow, that's strong. They gave him a really strong spell. And health straight up is better than chance of extra damage, I think. Most of the time. Okay, you can trap people better with Shadow Serpent Wards. And it has an AoE spawn indicator. Quality of life. This is a buff for sure. Really good buff. Concussive shot now hits a creep if there are no nearby enemy heroes. Okay. Slaughter. Every fourth attack you do is a bash instead of a chance to bash. Slithering Crush is only 1 second, but it slows them afterwards to stun. Slark. It's still garbage, I think, but this last one is different. A hero dying with Eshen's Shift debuff on them causes Slark to permanently steal 1 agility. Permanent stat steal is strong. Like on Silencer and whatnot, but I don't know if this will make him viable. Sniper, take aim, can now be activated to double your attack range for your next attack. That's cool. Goes on cooldown after your attack is rolled. Oh, so you're literally sniping with this spell. That's kind of cool. It costs mana though. Okay, so Spirit Breaker can't ult when he's rooted. Charge of Darkness no longer moves at a fixed speed. It now unlocks the movement cap and adds speed. Awesome. Fixed Charge of Darkness, not using the movement speed for impact damage. That's huge. Greater Bash no longer gives you movement speed. It gives you damage reduced. Okay. Or Greater Bash. Remove Empowering Haste with Bulldoze. Grants your hero movement speed and status resistance, which is a lot better, I think. Very nice. Sven reworked Warcry, now gives you and your allies bonus movement speed and an HP shield that blocks attacks instead of armor. Interesting. Techies. 270 movement speed to 315. Base intelligence increased by 2. Okay, this is the wackiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so Techies is faster now. Much more annoying. And that's crazy. Templar Assassin. Talents are changes. Refraction dispels to meld dispels. That's crazy right there. I would consider that a nerf. Sideblade Spill paralyzes to meld bash. Okay, that's great. That makes meld pretty good. Sunder can no longer pierce spell immunity. That's a huge nerf. And Reflection cooldown is from 10 to talent from -10 to -8. So just a huge, huge, huge nerf to Terrorblade. Anchor Smash now attacks every unit in the area with bonus damage on top of your attack. Ravage damage increased slightly at higher levels. And Gush damage, talent increased. So a nice buff for Tide. He's still Tide. Timber, Chakram damage destroys Ancients now. Whirling Death is always pure. You don't need to hit a tree. Buff. But the damage is less at all levels. And stat reduction is scaled lower at lower levels. And it does extra damage per tree cut down. Okay, I think that makes him more consistent. He might be strong, but the extra damage is really interesting. Is really nice here. Tiny tree grab no longer works in the area when area damage no longer works when denying units. Okay, that's a nerf. Cooldown increased at lower levels. Big nerf, big nerf. Not super big actually, but big nerf because like 3 seconds at level 1 is crazy if you stay level 1 for a while. Grow no longer provides status resistance. You get armor instead. I think that's nerf. Status resistance is better in my opinion. Reworked how avalanche works. They are now continuously hit by short mini stuns and damage every 3 seconds. Okay. Avalanche duration increased from 1 to 1.8. Buff, AoE, buff, cooldown reduced. Buff, damage, total scaled, so weaker at lower levels. Toss, avalanche bonus increased from 2x to 3x. I think this makes him a little better and less reliant on just the tree grab. Tree and Protector, remove nature's guise. Passive, reworked, has a fade delay, shorter fade delay at lower levels, and taking damage resets the counter, so you can stop tree from going invis. And it does damage during the route too. Shorter, but more damage. Pretty nice. Troll Warlord, base damage increased by more consistently. It has an ensnare instead of a bash now. Probably because of satanic changes. I'm not sure. The proc chance definitely went up. Basher and Abyssal Blade are no longer restricted items. So Abyssal on Troll. Very nice. Fervor stack limit increased. Increments when missing it. Incrementing. Missed. Fixed. Okay. That's nice. Fervor starts at 0 stacks when attacking a new unit. Okay. And reworked battle trance. Causes you to go into uncontrollable stance, forcing you to attack the closest targets in a 900 AoE. During this trance, you are unslowable and cannot die. Wow. Alright, that's awesome. Grants attack speed, movement speed, lifesteal as well, and you gain normal vision of the target you are locked on. That is cool. That is really cool. That makes him more ganky and pretty cool. Tusk's Sigil is now tag team activatable aura, causes effective enemies to take more physical damage and be slowed for 0.5 seconds. So now supports hit with Tusk. That's crazy. That's really nice. Atrophy aura provides a permanent bonus damage aura when a hero dies under this aura. So this guy scales a lot better for late game. Undying is slower. Rework Flesh Golem. It's now a slow and a constant AoE. Enemies inside lose current HP per second as magic damage, and you gain health. Wow, okay, that's better. Fixed overpower, so Ursa is unchanged. Venge no longer creates illusions of dying allies. It creates the scepter effect on dying as a base mechanic. So if you die, you can move your hero around, but you can't cast spells. Scepter does the same thing. Another swap. Rescaled, so nerfed at higher levels, and has 2 charges. 2 charges. Awesome. That's pretty nice. And I think that's fair because, you have a lot of spells that really increase items, or items that increase spell range, like Ether and Talent as well. And Scepter, so that's perfectly fine. Blade Ward collision size increased. Changed from cast range to Gale Impact, so you get this a lot quicker, and it's 15% sell off. Still garbage here, I think. Nether Toxin AoE increase, Nether Toxin damage increase, Warlock. Fatal Bonds now bounces from unit to unit rather than searches near the target, so it's more AoE. It's really nice. It no longer ignores unit Fogs of War. Buff for him. The swarm units have higher attack priority. Okay, Gemini attack cooldown increase at lower levels. So nerf for Weaver. Witch Doctor damage increase slightly. Buff all around. Wraith King Skeletons health reduced. And skeletons now reincarnate 3 seconds after dying the first time. They're very skeleton-y. And Zeus. Nimbus is no longer automatically selected when hitting tab. Okay. And Lightning Bolt no longer benefits from cooldown reductions on your hero. Very fair. Okay, well, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. This was like a 80-minute video. And a lot of rework on these heroes that haven't gotten much love should make the game really fun. Coddle, Dazzle should be fun. Chen players might have fun, and Bounty Hunter definitely super fun. It's not as a crazy of a big patch as we've seen in the past, but I think this is just kind of like the opener for more future patches to come. So if you watched the whole video up until here, thanks a lot. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on Artifact. All right, take care.